Hello, it's me, and maybe you think you know what this is, but it's not exactly what you think. This looks like the Junior mental flop. It actually moves like it, turns exactly like it. Like this, there we go. So it has very similar turning. Movement is just as smooth. You recall all of this. However, there is an important difference here. This has these little grooves over here, and inside these grooves, if you look closely, deep inside, they have grooves inside the grooves. And what I have is as you can see, extra pieces. These corners look like these corners, and these edges look like these edges, with an important difference. You've got this over here too. So in terms of the assembly, this is assembled exactly the same way as the Junior mental flop, but I'm going to try to put these pieces, these extensions, in it as well. So I have to match it to the grooves, which means I'm going to turn this over here. So just try to slip it into here. Just like that. See how that slipped in there? Okay, once I have that, once I have it stuck in there, I'm going to put it into this position here. Now I'm going to do the same thing with all these pieces by moving it to the side. What I'll do is I'll take this all the way to the side over here and then just do the same thing. And then I think you can kind of guess where I'm going with this. What I'm doing and what I'm making now. So two, I'm just going to plop this into a groove here. Putting a little bit of pressure, and then move it up, and I can see I've got some more pieces here. Okay, to get the rest in, I have to once again move these out of the way, but I think I'm going to have to go from the bottom here. So take this to the bottom. And I'm slowly putting these extensions in without destroying what I've already done. Move this to the side. So now I can put one of these larger pieces in. So this has to fit into this little groove over here and fits in quite nicely. Now I don't want to scramble this, of course, but what I can do is bring this to the top. And now finally, I want to put one in this groove thing over here. So I'm going to move this out of the way. So I'm doing some fancy footwork here. There we go. And I'm going to use one of these guys here. And this, using gentle but assertive pressure. There we go. Splat. Okay, I think we're in. Yep. Alright, very good. Move this down over here. Was basically a 2x2. That we figured out. Boom. So now you can see I've added a layer here. And now that's closed up here. Now I just have to take these and add that layer over here too. So it appears that we're doing the same type of a put together as we did with a 2x2x3, or a 2x2x4 rather. And using gentle but assertive pressure, move this in, bump it out of the way, and let's go ahead and move another one. Isolate it a little bit better here. Slide it in through here. Are we in? Yeah, I think so. Slide it back. Move it up. Now, this is when it's going to get a little difficult in terms of getting the other layers here. Just a little bit of pushing. And I think if I move this away, there we go. As long as I've revealed this in here, so I think this came here, this came here. Okay. We've got one more to go, which is this guy here. Now, let's see how we can isolate this. take this, let's move this guy out of the way. And I want this guy to join up here. There we go. Excellent. Okay. So, end result. Let's see. Don't want to destroy anything else that I already put in. Good. And good. Aha! So we have it. This is a master mental flop. A master mental flop is just above the mental flop. And this, as you can see, is a 2x2x4. You can see better with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sticker this bad boy and see what we can do. I'm also going to check the motion out with this. Okay, I'll come back at you. Okay, so here is the puzzle fully stickered and fully assembled. So this is the master mental flop. And it moves in much the way that you would expect one to move. We can go over here. Over here. I'm actually very happy with just how well this turns. Again, this is from Gregoire Pfennig. So do this. Can move it over here. So this is an extension, just extensions built onto the junior master flop, a mental flop rather. Can move over to here. Let's do something of a checkerboard pattern. What I really enjoy about this is the interesting shapes that can happen with a scramble. So if I go like this, and then so even if you don't want to solve it, if you just want to make interesting and fun shapes out of it, and splat. So I got this neat little configuration over here. So you can, again, put this in very unique shapes. You don't even have to solve it. You can just kind of play with the shapes a little bit. Bring this back over here. Turn. So I just thought I'd show a checkerboard pattern, but you can see that it's incredibly flawless. There doesn't really seem to be any catching happening with this. Splat. Take it out of the checkerboard if I can. So what kind of a puzzle is this? Well, you probably already guessed what that is. See if I can get it back. There we go. So this is a shapeshifter, basically. This is this guy over here. This is a 2x2x4, and as you know, 2x2x4s shapeshift in all directions. And this does the same thing. You can move it over here, move it over here. So the scrambling promises to be a continued, interesting journey into perspective bending, which is what I love about modifications. You can turn this over here. So this shape shifts in all direction because the parity is the same at all levels. And you can see that even the floppy areas are very stable. I mean, it is a floppy, so you have to use, or it's in the shape of a floppy, I guess, so you have to use care when doing it. I guess some of it can seem to come out, but it's otherwise very stable. So there it is, the birth of yet another new puzzle designed by Gregoire Pfennig, which this I will make available too at some point. And I really like how you can just move it in every direction. And at some point I'm going to do a full scramble and solve with this, but I think I want to play around with this a little bit more first. So what this is this is a 2x2x4 as an alternate shapeshifter. I'm sorry, as a shape-shifting puzzle, but made to look like a 1x3x4. Kind of like this. Now this is a 1x3x5. This was made by Trey Poon. You can recognize Trey Poon's work over here, but it was the closest thing that I had, aside from this guy, which is a 1x2x5. This is by Ola Jansen. Both really fantastic puzzles. And this is the bigger brother to the mental flop, which is this guy. As you recall, this is 2x2x3, made to look like 1x3x3, which is yet the even bigger brother of the junior mental flop, which is basically a really fascinating and one of the funnest shape mods of a 2x2 made to look like a 1x2x3. So there you have it. Our floppy family is becoming more complete. what I wanted Gregoire to do was to design those kind of puzzles so that we can build on the concept of what the mental flop shape mods were, just to sort of check and challenge that. Let's see what we have for the future. Anyway, thanks for watching.